And welcome to the show. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. In case you're wondering what you're listening to, if you're fumbling with the radio, glad you could stop by either by design or by accident. We'll take it either way. Hope you had a wonderful weekend, and we're off to a new week here on this platform that's trying to educate, empower, and along the way maybe even entertain a little bit. Right? It better be entertaining because it can get dark. Yeah, all sorts of things going on as usual, and it's just never ending. One thing after another in the world of health, wellness, and well-being, medicine, nutrition. When you put that all together to try to make a stew, it takes you all day. It's amazing. However, you know, you have to isolate and zero in on certain topics that at the end of the day will make a difference. We hope. And what I'm alluding to here is that I've been starting to write this series on aging. And all kinds, what you soon discover when you start reading the literature, both the scientific literature, the very serious stuff, and the more casual, popular culture discussions of aging, certain assumptions are made that, are they true? Because based on those assumptions, you then develop certain theories. All theories make assumptions, and the theory is only as valid and rigorous as its assumptions. Oftentimes, if the assumptions are faulty, then the theory is built on a house of cards. You know, one assumption that's made at every bend and turn is that nutrition, some would say inextricably connected to aging, in that it can accelerate it, slow it down, or reverse it depending on whatever a person is eating, their day-to-day diet. And that particular assertion and assumption pervades the literature. Let me read to you what Leonard Hayflick says. This is from an article back in 2004. In case you don't know who Leonard is, Professor Hayflick, he's not a minor case figure in the arena on aging. He's had a pretty illustrious career. In an article entitled "Anti-Aging is an Oxymoron." That's the title of the piece. So you need to buckle up if you are a proponent of the notion that somehow we can intervene in the aging process. Dr. Hayflick has some other ideas about all of that. Here's the opening sentence to his essay, this particular essay, "Anti-Aging is an Oxymoron." Quote, "We know of no intervention that will slow, stop, or reverse the aging process in humans." He goes on, "It is also doubtful," he's such a happy fella, "that intervention in the aging process has been achieved in any other life form in view of the absence of a generally accepted definition of aging and precise markers to measure its rate of change," close quote. I'll read on. "Whether anti-aging medicine is or is not a legitimate science is completely dependent upon the definition of key terms." And he's right about that. "The misunderstandings and communication failures that underlie whether or not human intervention in the aging process is possible is not only dependent on the definition of the term, but is also rooted in failures to distinguish between three of the four phenomena that characterize the finitude of life. These three phenomena are aging, aging-associated diseases, and the determinants of longevity. The fourth aspect of the finitude of life is death itself and will not be discussed here, close quote. Now, he sets up his argument by setting up the four corners of the argument. He sets out the parameters clearly. Now, it turns out that he and Robin Holliday have a back and forth on this topic. You will find it in the Journal of Gerontology. They have the whole back and forth. It's done in a series of articles, and I have all of them. There's not, several. They go back and forth with each other several times on this topic. Robin Holliday is of the opposite view. He does believe that the aging process can be slowed or reversed. He doesn't say stopped. I haven't found anything that Robin Holliday has written where he says you can stop the aging process. He'd be an idiot to say that. Or as they would say in Spanish, idiota. Sounds better. He's too smart to say that. And what has my attention these days, and for the longest time, I, like many, assumed that nutrition, as an intervening variable in the aging process, plays a great role in how the process unfolds over time. I've always believed that. And it's not that my belief is shaken or that I somehow have come across something that tells me otherwise. It's that I want to press myself a bit and really see how does nutrition fit in that narrative, that discourse, that argument on aging. Does it really make... for example, eating a processed food diet, and you think of the worst possible case scenario, burgers, fries, you name it, whatever, throw every lousy, unhealthy food into the mix, and a person eats that. Does it make a difference in terms of how long they're going to live? Next question, if so, how many years do they lose in doing that? Thirdly, what diseases get put into play and how much will they suffer, if at all? In short, does it really make a difference? Truly? Does it? That's what we have to keep pressing keep asking that question and keep pressing forward. If one believes that nutrition, diet and nutrition, those are different concepts, by the way, account for a lot of the variance in how people will age. If that is true, then we have to be very definitive about that and start to be not only qualitative in the argument, but quantitative. What are the numbers? How much of a difference does it make? And I'll try to dig into that over these next months and see where I end up. I don't know where I'm going to end up. I don't know where it's going to lead. It's like you're an investigative reporter, and you're looking, or a detective, and you're looking for clues. You're trying to figure out what happened, what might happen. Come back, we'll entertain this a little bit more. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, Coast to Coast.
I'm Joy McCarthy, holistic nutritionist, and I expect more from my multivitamin. I've researched many vitamins, and what's truly different about Every Woman's One Daily from New Chapter is that it's fermented with probiotics and whole foods and gentle even on an empty stomach. Every Woman's One Daily helps you feel good every day. giving you immune, energy, and stress support, and nutrients for bone and heart health. You will notice a difference. Every Woman's One Daily recently won the Best Multivitamin Award, and I love that it's non-GMO project verified. Discover the wisdom of nature with New Chapter.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Figure's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce.
The role of nutrition in aging. On Friday, we had a call from Lansdale. Yvette called, and she called right at the end of the show, and I promised, she asked a question about glucose. If my memory serves me, Gary checked the tape, and she was interested in glucose. Well, when you talk about glucose, insulin gets implicated. And how important is it? How important is it? Well, it turns out that what I'm talking about in posing the question, to what extent or exactly how, or if nutrition does make a difference in the aging process. When you read Leonard Hayflick's work, when he says things like, we know of no intervention that will slow, stop, or reverse the aging process in humans, close quote, you begin to wonder, You say, well, all this work and all this effort, all these articles, all these radio shows, TV shows, Dr. Oz, Dr. Boz, Dr. Who, Dr. whatever. Who cares? Doesn't make a difference. If you listen to Dr. Hayflick, if you buy into his argument. Now, his argument is not without merit. I know what he's trying to get at, and we'll deal with that another day. The notion, it turns out that Yvette's question about glucose and insulin occupies a lot of time and space in the arena on aging. There are those who take the position that excessive glucose consumption in the form of processed carbohydrates, notice what I said, processed carbohydrates found in fast foods. I'm not talking about slow foods, I'm talking about the fast foods, that ultimately promotes glucose, insulin spikes, and then making you insulin resistant, leading you to becoming pre-diabetic and diabetic. Many view that as one of the variables that accelerates aging, that it breaks down the cells, tissues, and organ systems of the body, everything from your eyes to the bottom of your feet, where amputations will occur with the extremities, leading to implicating Alzheimer. I mean, it goes on and on. That one theme of glucose and insulin and making the person becoming diabetic, suffering from type 2 diabetes, diabetes mellitus, type 2 diabetes. Type 1 is a different story. Type 2 is a function of diet and lifestyle. That is a destructive mechanism of action, if you will, running high glucose and insulin levels. There is research to support that. I'm looking at an article right now, Diabetes and Altered Glucose Metabolism with Aging. It was published in 2013 by a couple of researchers here, Kalyani and Egan. Published in the endocrinology I can't see the whole title of the journal. It's one of these scholarly journals. I can't get the whole title of it. One strategy. This is why people who are obese get into so much health trouble. Because what's running in parallel with their obesity typically is type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is insidious. It breaks you down. It breaks the body down, the cells and the tissues down. It just at a rapid rate. This is not science fiction. And I didn't go to medical school, and I know this. You don't have to be an MD. I'm only a mere, PhD struggling trying to get along. But I'm telling you, running high glucose and insulin levels unabated, day in and day out, will wear you out and take your life sooner rather than later. Likely to lose limbs, likely to lose eyesight, likely to become senile, more likely.
Does it cause congestive heart failure?
It will contribute to heart disease, yes, in the end, because it diseases the arteries.
And the neuropathy
all the neuropathy,
yourself?
Yeah, all the neuropathy that happens in your extremities. You start to feel, that's why they start amputating fingers, toes, feet, legs. Yeah, it's insidious. And what's insidious about it, it can go on for years. A person can linger for a long, long time. So that one piece, her question about how important is glucose, the question is monumentally important because it triggers the production of insulin to the extent that if you produce too much insulin, which escorts the glucose molecules to the cells, and the insulin has the keys to open the cell. If the cell can't open, the glucose can't go in to be used as energy to be burned by the mitochondria. The body does not want glucose coursing through the bloodstream at high levels. It just doesn't. Then what it'll do is rapidly start to store that glucose as fat. That's why being obese and type 2 and suffering from and being a type 2 diabetic, being both is not so uncommon. And to Yvette's question, if you buy into Robin Halliday's point of view and others like him, including myself, that nutrition accounts for a lot of the variants of aging, notwithstanding what Dr. Hayflick has to say, whom I respect, managing your blood glucose and insulin levels becomes something you need to do every day, especially if you're obese.
Energy, and
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce exclusively on Amazon.com.
we assume with great certainty and high level of comfort that nutrition makes a big difference in the aging process and how people will age and how long they will live. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Is that assumption true? To what extent is it true? And I have believed that for years, that aging accounts for nutrition will account for a lot of the variance in the aging process. But in writing this series on aging, I'm exploring that further and pushing myself to take a hard look. I mean, the literature is replete. I won't, I would need an army of researchers to get it all out. But it's worth considering and exploring and trying to get at it. There are those, however, like Dr. Leonard Hayflick, who believe, as he says, quote, "We know of no intervention that will slow, stop, or reverse the aging process in humans. It is also doubtful," he says, "that intervention in the aging process has been achieved in any other life form in view of the absence of a generally accepted definition of aging and precise markers to measure its rate of change," close quote. Well, there's a lot of truth in what he says, but there's also some question and challenge that can be made to what he says. But we'll talk more about this as time goes on. The title of that piece, by the way, if you're interested, is "Anti-Aging is an Oxymoron" by Leonard Hayflick. He's a prestigious scientist, no doubt, brilliant, and has contributed a lot to the understanding of aging and the dialogue on it. He and Robin Halliday, he and their colleagues, they go back and forth with each other on this. They disagree. My guest is Dr. Audrey Ross. Dr. Ross is an educator for Country Life Vitamins. Dr. Ross, a regular guest on Let's Talk Nutrition. Dr. Ross, welcome back to the show. It's great to have you on. Start off the week. I trust you're well. Where are you today? Vegas?
I am in Vegas today. That is correct. It's one of those strange days that I'm in Vegas and not on the road.
And it's awfully early there right now, too. It's only it's about 6:35 in the morning there, right?
That is correct.
Are you in the casino playing poker?
No, I'm just in my office. I'm sorry. No excitement here.
Well, I suspect if we went down to the Strip, to the MGM or New York, we would find a bunch of people in there playing blackjack and whatnot right now. Slot machines, right?
Yes, we would.
Yeah.
It's a 24-hour city for sure.
Yeah, and contributing to accelerated aging.
That is exactly a great segue, yes.
Up all night, drinking, smoking, eating lousy food, and fooling around, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I know.
All of the above. All of the above.
That's why they go to Vegas.
It's funny you say that. My buddy's out there right now. And he's
doing all of what I just said.
Yeah, he just said the same. Well, actually, he's out there for a conference, and he said there's people gambling and smoking and drinking, and it's whatever time it is.
It's 6:30, almost 6:40 in the morning. 20 minutes to 7 there.
Yeah, he had to walk through the casino to get to the conference room.
That's the only thing I don't like about the casinos. They allow the smoking. I won't go in anymore now.
There's a couple of them that are now making it smoke free, but they're the smoke.
Who? Which ones?
Oh, they're down in the old section. They're just looking at like poker rooms with no smoking.
What is that for vegetarians? Poker for vegetarians or something? What casino doesn't allow people to smoke, man?
Hard Rock here doesn't.
Yeah, there's a couple that.
Since when, Gary?
2 years ago. That's
why I stopped going here. I went there a few times. Some of my friends took me there. We wanted to, I wanted to see, maybe play a little bit of poker, and the smoke. I had to leave. I couldn't stay.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, they have smoke free now. They got a smoking area, but
that's like being on those airplanes.
It's like separated now because it's huge. I don't know if you've been there lately. So
no, I have not been there lately.
Yeah.
It usually has its own ventilation system now too. They have that at the airport here too.
Yeah.
You've got areas that you can go in to smoke and gamble, and they're just like a glass room, like a glass bubble. So they're looking at it, but that's probably never going to go away, unfortunately.
Do you go to the casinos much, being that you live there? Do you go and to the shows, see the shows? I mean, the entertainment is fabulous.
The entertainment is fabulous, but I'm never home long enough to take advantage of it.
I know, you're always on the road.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of things here, and yes, when I'm home, if I do have a chance, I've gone to see Elton John. I've seen a couple things, but and
some of the best musicians in the world work in Vegas.
Wayne Newton, it's my hero.
You like Wayne Newton? When I was a full-time musician, we went there, did a lounge act. You see fabulous musicians there. I mean, that's how they make their living, and that's where you work, and you got still live entertainment. And
I saw Phantom of the Opera too. There's
great. Yeah,
there's a few things, but I stay away from it as much as possible.
But Vegas isn't known as a bastion. It's so ironic. They hold the anti-aging conference there in Vegas.
I know.
Right.
That's an oxymoron for sure.
Have you ever walked around that conference and look at those people? They're not. I mean, I don't know what they're talking about, but they're not practicing what they're preaching, because I'm telling you, some of them look for the wear, man. I'm just saying. I hate to be hypercritical, but if I took Gary there, we're gonna go to along with the whole crew. We're going to Expo West. You going to be there?
Yes, make sure you stop by our brand new booth. It is going to be so unique.
All right, be honest now. We'll come back to your booth in a minute. Tell Gary and tell the audience the truth about a lot of the people who are at the conference. I'll let you describe. Go ahead.
About a lot of the people at the conference?
Yeah, at the trade show.
Expo West?
Yeah. What do you see?
It's a mixed bag of you name it people. It's sometimes.
Is it a bastion of health, wellness, and well-being? No. Describe what you see. Come on now.
We have to be nice. No,
you don't. You have to be truthful. Come on, man.
Politically correct.
No. You have to speak truth. No, be truthful.
Okay, so I see people that you wonder how they got into the health food industry,
Thank you very
much. Products industry.
Yes.
You kind of go, really? What are you here for? And
money.
They don't practice what they preach.
No.
That's the bad thing. And I think if you are in our natural industry, you need to practice what you preach. What I hate to see is, you see people that are in there and they're out grabbing fast food for lunch and
smoking outside.
Exactly. You see that
cocktails in the middle afternoon. Cocktails in the middle afternoon in a plastic cup, standing outside drinking and smoking.
Yep.
And many of them are overweight or obese. And this is supposed to be natural products. I don't know.
Don't be stressed out or anxious. Take Hempanol, the only raw CO2 hemp extract available. It's 100% organic with wild oreganol P73 extract. You might have heard about CBD, but there's no comparison. Hempanol has the power and potency you need to support your nervous system, stay calm and focused, and maintain a healthy immune system. Unlike other CBD oils, Hempanol contains the full spectrum of phytocannabinoids. Take Hempanol and feel great. And if you suffer from insomnia and can't seem to get that full night's rest, try Hempanol PM. Hempanol PM is specifically formulated to get you the rest you need without feeling sluggish when you wake. It's non-addictive, completely natural, and leaves you feeling energetic and ready to take on the day. To place your order, to find out where to find Hempanol in your area, call 1-800-243-5242, 800-243-5242, or visit us at oreganol.com.
If you've ever had digestive issues slow you down, it's time to live digestively with the #1 high-potency probiotic, Ultimate Flora. Because with 50 billion live cultures inside you, life feels a little lighter, a little livelier, a little more you. No matter where life takes you, live digestively with Ultimate Flora Probiotics from Renew Life. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. #1 probiotic brand with 15 billion or more cultures based on annual sales. How can a sweet little fruit gummy help you live digestively? Ultimate Flora Probiotic Gummies put the ultimate natural digestive support to work inside you to help you feel a little lighter, a little more you. And if raspberry lemonade's a little more you, feel bubbly in a good way with Ultimate Flora Probiotic Fizzy Drink Mix. Ultimate Flora Probiotic Gummies and Fizzy Drink Mix. 2 great ways to live digestively, deliciously. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The latest trend to hit the store shelves has the whole country buzzing. Cannabidiol, or CBD, might just be the greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD oils
Boy, I'll tell you, aging process, and I was exploring the notion of nutrition and exactly what role does it play. All kinds of assumptions made about it, but, you know, and it sort of weaves into what Dr. Ross wants to talk about today, in that as we age, Dr. Ross, welcome back, by the way.
Thank you.
As we age, we experience sensory changes, you know, changes in our sight, our hearing. We experience structural, functional changes, like changes in muscle mass, changes in our bone density, changes in metabolism, changes in digestion, for example, and our skin as well. The intracellular matrix, the collagen matrix that you can't see inside, but unless you can, but what you see the outside is the what's going on with those matrices, good or bad. And I know that you're launching a new product at Expo West, right, Dr. Ross?
Correct. It's actually starting to hit the market right now as we speak. It's called Maxi Skin Rescue.
Maxi Skin Rescue. Okay. Now, this is interesting because this goes, in a word, products like this get developed and formulated for the very thing that I'm talking about here. It's all about aging and trying to figure out how can we do it better, right? How can we age a little better?
Correct. It helps with the appearance of aging as well. I mean, aging is a process that happens from the inside out. We see it on the outside, and maybe sometimes we don't feel it happening until it's a visible symptom on the outside, like wrinkles or osteoporosis or weight gain or something like that. We see the results of aging on the inside being represented on the outside.
And what is this product intended to do?
So Maxi Skin Rescue is the answer for the vegan who wants to support collagen and the collagen matrix and provide some of that anti-aging support that collagen, which is usually from bovine source, it also can be from porcine, but that the collagen represents. So collagen as that matrix that holds the firmness of the skin is most abundantly in the dermis level of skin. Well, Maxi Skin Rescue provides not only the support, but SOD, superoxide dismutase, which is found in a lot of things. It's found in melons, it's found in broccoli and cabbage and Brussels sprouts. But there is a specific species of melon that's grown in the south of France that has a very high concentration of this SOD. And people may have seen it on the shelf before, and it comes and it goes, but it's very, very unstable. And usually if it's not processed properly and coated, it will be deactivated in the stomach and really not be able to do its job. So one of the main components is the French melon concentrate, which would be the high concentration of SOD. And superoxide dismutase is an enzyme that helps neutralize those superoxide free radicals that have those electron problems that usually attack the collagen. So as an enzyme, it works to help neutralize those so they can't do the damage. And that's a very important thing for collagen, because free radicals attack collagen and the elastin that holds it together break it down. It's like chipping away at a wall. You know, a brick wall is very strong and sturdy, but if you start chipping away at it, it will eventually have crevices and cracks, and that's what happens when we have wrinkles. So that's one key component. Another key component is the French grapeseed extract. Now, these are from grapes that are used to make champagne, so they're not just grown for the seeds, but we use the seeds from this champagne grape grown in the northern part of France, just north of Paris, for champagne, and they're very high in antioxidants and polyphenols that help neutralize free radicals. So it's like a 1-2 punch to help neutralize the free radicals, and then you get the antioxidant benefit and vitamin C and zinc, which helps support the superoxide dismutase and support vitamin C, obviously we know is a great antioxidant. So it's a phenomenal product that helps support that, and it's got research that shows results can be seen in 8 weeks. Mostly in like dark circles around the eyes, that's a really giveaway for aging process. Brown spots, and even redness, like even with like rosacea redness. So it's a really unique product, and the raw material in it is called Skin X Squared, and it has a patent on it.
Skin X Squared?
Skin X Squared. Skin X Squared. SKINAX Squared. Skin X Squared is the actual, it's actually received the new ingredient designation. as a new ingredient in the natural market.
You're listening to Dr. Audrey Ross, educator for Country Life Vitamins, talking about a product that they've just launched. I'll probably get a chance to talk with her more about it, not next week. It's the following week, Expo, yes?
Correct.
And
not this week, but the following week.
The following week. And it's the biggest natural products trade show in the world. We'll stop by the Country Life booth and spend some time there. I'll try to learn more about this product. It's called Maxi Skin Collagen Plus.
No, Maxi Skin Rescue.
Excuse me. I beg your pardon. Maxi Skin Rescue. I was looking at a slide here. All right. So
you're looking at the collagen slide, yeah.
Yes, I am. So the Maxi Skin Rescue is a. Why did you all put this together?
Well, we had the Maxi Skin collagen product that was out there and doing very well, by the way, because people are seeing results so quickly with it. But we were getting the request, hey, I'm vegan, I can't take this. What do you have for vegan, for skin health, for collagen development, for protecting against wrinkles and maybe repairing wrinkles and helping with the elasticity? That's one of the things that also happens is our skin starts to sag. So we looked into all the lifestyles that people have chosen that buy the Country Life product line. So we started researching to look for something that would be a vegan alternative.
Now, why? But you don't have to be a vegan to take that product.
Oh, no, not at all.
Right. I don't want the people to misunderstand. It's called Maxi Skin Rescue. We come back, we'll talk about the aging process a little bit more and this whole notion of skin and aging. Skin aging is a complex biological process, and it's influenced by a combination of internal, external, or as they say, exogenous and extrinsic factors, or endogenous or intrinsic factors. And it usually is a reflection of what's going on the inside. It's a good measure, a biological marker as to how we're doing in the aging process. Aging is inevitable. Well, the rate and the speed of it, though, maybe not so much. We can influence it.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasionally
Welcome to the show. Great to be with you. Thanks for tuning in. We're starting off the week, and we're into the second hour on this Monday. Very glad you could dial into the show. We have regular listeners and viewers across the country and around the world, for that matter. And we're very proud of that. You can contact the show. We keep developing new, not new. We keep developing technological ways to. We're looking for all available means of communication, so that we can find all the available means of persuasion. Yeah, the show is about persuading in one form or another. Along the way, information gets dispensed, but we're not here to inform. Here to persuade on different topics. And when you think about it that way, it creates a different tone and tenor for the show. There's a different agenda. As I would say to my students, if I was just here to inform you, here's the syllabus, here are the books, see me in 15 weeks, I'll give you the final. You don't need me to. They can dig out the information better than different theories, talk about different practices. Right? That's what we do around here. And we invite you to join the conversation. You contribute much. When you call, you have big effect on other listeners and viewers. Believe you, we know this. So please don't hesitate. Here's how to do it.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255 or anywhere in the sound of my voice at 813-636-8255. Dr. Garko's personal email is drgarko@letstalknutrition.com. Subscribe to our Facebook channel or our YouTube channel at Let's Talk Nutrition, and follow us on Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition. That's a one word, by the way. A lot of people break
no apostrophe S.
No.
Can you plug me in?
Yeah, I can.
So to speak. Writing this series on aging, I'm revisiting a topic that I've long been intrigued with. And as I was working on it this past weekend, and as I was driving into work this morning, what dawned on me was, we make a lot of assumptions about this process and how it happens and how we can accelerate it and how it gets accelerated, or how humans can intervene in the process to either slow down or reverse. Some claim even stop it. I won't make that claim. I just don't think right now we're there. And the question is, we assume that nutrition, I'm just talking about diet and nutrition, make a big difference in the aging process. We assume that. And we have good reason to make the assumption. You look at different cultures, such as Asian cultures. We know that, for example, on that island called Okinawa, people live for a very long time. We know that in the Mediterranean basin, people can live for a very long time with quality of life. One of the things that researchers of all different stripes, anthropologists and whatnot, medical anthropologists and whomever, going into these cultures, find out they look to the diet. But it's not just a diet, it's a way of living too. It's lifestyle. But just focusing on diet, which gets you to nutrition, how the body gets nourished ultimately. Exactly how much does nutrition contribute to that process? Either accelerating it or slowing it down, or some say reversing it. How fast does it accelerate it? If so, to what extent, at what rate? And there's an abundance of research on this topic. It's all over the lot. I mean, it's a formidable task to wade into it and to try to sort through it and figure things out. We know that certain things happen to the body over time, that there are certain sensory changes that happen to the body, structural, functional changes that happen to the body as it ages. Leonard Hayflick and others believe that the aging process begins when reproductive maturity occurs. That's an interesting notion, right? Let me be specific what he says about that so that you understand. And this is one way to define, help define aging. In biological systems, he says, aging is a stochastic process. That means stochastic means random. Stochastic process that occurs systematically after reproductive maturity in animals that reach a fixed size in adulthood. Close quote. He said, and goes on, it is caused by the escalating loss, he's talking about aging, of molecular fidelity that ultimately exceeds repair capacity and increases vulnerability to pathology or age-associated diseases, close quote. Translation. He puts two ideas together here. Aging begins when the organism reaches reproductive maturity at a fixed size in adulthood, and when the body can no longer maintain its molecular fidelity, meaning that the damage it's done to cells outpaces the body's ability to repair or prevent the damage, whether that's oxidative damage or whatever. What can you conclude from those two statements? That nature's agenda is to do what? One, in primary, to propagate the species and to use all of the energy, or most of the energy, to get the organism to reproductive maturity so that it can reproduce offspring so as to keep the species alive. After that, nature's agenda is not to do that anymore, but to do what? It de-escalates its effort to maintain energy levels and keep the organism healthy, or otherwise age. Aging is a destructive process. Make no mistake about it. It is a deconstruction on the cellular, beginning on the cellular level. And ultimately, this leads to the finitude of life, which is culminated in a thing that we call death. So everything that I talk about on this show, everything that Dr. Ross is going to talk about today, anything that we deal with even on this show, runs against nature's agenda in terms of aging. After reproductive maturity and the propagation of the species, you create offspring. They say that's, many experts, Hayflick and others, say that's when aging begins. And in full earnest. Be mindful that in the year 1900, average life expectancy was 47 years in this country. When we improved sanitation and figured out how to fight infectious diseases, we increased longevity. I'm just saying. So that's why it's so tough. We're fighting a force that has been an evolutionary process for millions and millions, tens of millions of years. And if you think just putting that cream on your skin is going to stop it, you're delusional. It's not. It's not. No matter what the cosmetic company's telling you. However, there are things you can do topically and internally that can help slow things down a bit. Dr. Ross will get to that.
Have you?
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love.
Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends, Virilla Max, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension, exclusively available on Amazon.com.
How many strategies, anti-aging strategies, have been developed involving dermatologists and those related fields? Everything, from cosmetological strategies, topical and systemic therapeutic agents, invasive procedures. It goes on and on. In this article that I was looking at, Skin Anti-Aging Strategies, when you go through the article, they talk about all that. Then they get to the conclusion. And this is what drives me crazy when researchers say these kinds of things. I want to get Dr. Ross's comment. And then she wants to tell you about, at Country Life Vitamins, they have made some contribution to this conversation about skin aging. But here's how this article, in the very first sentence of the conclusion, what it says. Quote, While natural aging is genetically determined, extrinsic aging can be preventive, close quote. Both of the components of that sentence are categorically false. Natural aging, it's true, is genetically driven, but it's also driven by diet and lifestyle. And extrinsic aging can be prevented since when? It can be moderated, but it can't be prevented. There's no supplement, there's no therapy that can prevent extrinsic aging. None. It's biology, man. Dr. Ross, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Natural aging is genetically determined and extrinsic aging can be prevented. Both of those statements both of those elements of that sentence are false, but that's my opinion. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks.
I
totally agree with you on that. Both of those are, it's like, what? Excuse me?
Yeah, I keep throwing you into these California brush fires on the show. I'm sorry to do that to you, but these products from Country Life Vitamins are trying to moderate. That's the most that we can hope for. The Maxi Skin and the newest product in the line that we talked about a moment ago, all those products in that line, relative to skin health, if you will, are trying to moderate the aging process. You all are not making any claims about preventing or reversing or stopping, are you?
Not preventing or reversing, but reducing the appearance of aging. For like the Maxi Skin, the skin wrinkles got less deep, and for the Maxi Skin Rescue, the elasticity came back and dark circles went away. But those are examples of what's happening inside. So what our beauty line, our Maxi Skin Rescue, and Maxi Hair, those go to help people with their outward appearance, to help mitigate some of the damage that has been done, and maybe to slow down any future damage, because we're providing support. For example, with the Maxi Skin Rescue, you've got your antioxidant capacity there. I take both now, the Maxi Skin Rescue and the Maxi Collagen. Mm-hmm. So what they do is they try to support that underlying dermis of the skin, because that's where all of this takes place. The epidermis is just the result of it. Epidermis is just showing what's happening on the inside. And you can go get your facial, and you can go get, whatever else you want to have done, but those are just topical cells, those top layer of cells that are being either sloughed off, microdermed off, scrubbed off, whatever. What's happening underneath is what we need to look at. So genetic aging, we're talking sometimes now, we're hearing about gene therapy, where you can eat certain foods to turn off a certain gene. So the genetic aging process, yes, is there, but what you do with diet and lifestyle either speeds it up or slows it down. It's always going to happen. You can't stop it. It's always going to happen, but what you're doing lifestyle and diet-wise will either help you along the way or cause more problems.
Isn't it true that one of the things that, let's say, well, you mentioned diet and lifestyle, I can think of any number of foods or any number of lifestyle behaviors, smoking, drinking, stress, fast food, in the nutritional domain, all can produce oxidative stress, where you have more free radicals than not, electrons that are without all the paired up electrons, and you got these free radicals doing all kinds of damage. That's just one mechanism of action as to how diet and lifestyle can accelerate aging, where these free radicals are doing a lot of damage on the cellular level. Yes?
Correct. And I associate like the free radicals. If you think of our body as a fire, we burn oxygen, we burn fuels for energy. We have to stay alive. But like the fire in the fireplace, you'll have sparks. And when those sparks come out and hit the carpet, you're going to get damage. So those sparks are like the free radicals, damaging the cells. And you don't get to determine where they're going to hit for damage. So ideally, if you look at a antioxidant-rich diet, you're putting up a screen in front of the fire. So fewer sparks do damage. You're still going to make sparks, but fewer of them will be able to hit and cause damage. That is your ultimate goal with diet and lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping those sparks from doing damage.
And Lord knows you have many products that can contribute to antioxidant robustness in the body. But wrinkles occur when you have a reduction in muscle mass and skin thickness. You get dehydration of the stratum corneum, and then you have cross-linking of collagen and elastin in the dermis. Those are three elements of how our skin wrinkles. But when we come back, how does you have type 1 and type 3 collagen? I saw on the slide that you sent talking about these other products. Could you then talk about that when we come back?
Sure.
Okay. You are listening to Dr. Audrey Ross, educator for Country Life Vitamins. They have a line now of supplements related to skin health and the appearance of skin and improving the health of your skin. Okay? That's part of aging too, successful aging. We'll be right back.
Women who are pregnant or planning to have a child have specific nutritional needs. Maintaining optimal nutritional intake is important for mother and baby. Body Vigor's Preferred Prenatal can help mother and baby receive the appropriate building blocks for growth, development, and healthy function. The Preferred Prenatal formula provides essential vitamins and minerals, along with added support ingredients such as folic acid and DHA. Preferred Prenatal also incorporates a bonus herbal blend to help the mom-to-be with the uncomfortable side effects of pregnancy, like nausea, vomiting, mood swings, and uterine health. Support a healthy pregnancy for you and your baby with Preferred Prenatal, exclusively on Amazon.com.
know whether, do you call it anti-aging? I don't know. Dr. Hayflick, Leonard Hayflick, thinks that phrase, anti-aging, is an oxymoron. Welcome back to... He takes a grim view. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. We try to be a little bit more optimistic based on the science. There's my belief, based on my training, background, and review of the literature, the science of aging, that we can moderate the process. The process is determined by evolution, no doubt about it. And some say begins after we reach reproductive maturity, offspring have been produced and raised, and then the body begins to decline. That's not an accident when you think about it. The aging process is coincident with youth and vitality, which you need to propagate the species. You can't have the sick and infirm trying to propagate the species. It's not going to happen. My guess is Dr. Audrey Ross. Some of these things seem obvious, but you have to put it out there so you start to make sense. Well, how are we thinking about aging? Exactly what is it? For nature, it's a way of calling out the herd. I'm sorry, but that's what I'm telling you. Dr. Ross, welcome back. Lots of,
Thank you.
I know I don't sound like an optimist, but I am. I just,
I gotta, one of the things that I think about every time we talk about aging is, there was a whole country that sent a fleet of ships across the world to look for anti-aging water.
The fountain of youth?
Yeah. I mean, if you really
it's in Sarasota, Florida. Don't tell anybody, though. Yeah. It's in Sarasota. Down there, that's why nobody's aging in Sarasota. It's a well-kept secret. They live forever in Sarasota, Florida. Dr. Ross, welcome back. You're excited about these products from Country Life and how they help the consumer look better. They do. I mean, they really do. They do help. Isn't it interesting the attributions we make about aging and skin and how we perceive people, right?
It is. It's unfortunate, but it's true. I'm excited about these products because I've been taking the Maxi Skin, the collagen, very religiously now since January 1st, and I've noticed a difference in just my own skin. So now I'm going to add the Maxi Skin Rescue with it because the Maxi Skin is the collagen, that type 1 and type 3 collagen, which is most predominantly found in the dermis level of skin, has research to back it up that it helps with that collagen development as well as improving elasticity in the skin. And that's where I've noticed more of a difference is in, like, my eyelids seem to be not as droopy. And then adding the Maxi Skin Rescue, which I have just started, and seeing what the results are in 8 more weeks. Now, one of the things that I like about Maxi Skin Rescue is it talks about helping with age spots, the melanin production. Well, I've got some of those age spots on my hands, so I thought, well, I don't know if they've done really any research on anything other than the face, but so I took a picture of my hand, and I'll take a picture of it again in 8 weeks and see what the change is. But I like it because, number one, I don't feel my age. I feel younger than my chronological age, and I want to look that way as well. I see these products as being a 1-2 punch to help that.
And you can take both, yes?
Yes, I'm taking both right now. I mean, I started last week with the Maxi Skin Rescue.
Do you think taking vitamin C with those products would enhance their effectiveness?
Well, the Maxi Skin has vitamin C in it, and so does the Maxi Skin Rescue.
Oh, so you took care of that.
That's why we can do vitamin C in addition, but these are designed and studied to get these results. So we're not going to mess with the formulas. We're just going to allow them to do their thing. Now, vitamin C I also get from my diet, so there's a lot of things there that I do, but people could take vitamin C if you wanted to on top of it, but they're designed to work to get the best results possible. So the Maxi Skin has got vitamin A and vitamin C in it. Vitamin A to help with the skin turnover, and vitamin C is your antioxidant support and to help make collagen. And then the Maxi Skin Rescue also has vitamin C in it, along with your polyphenols from your grapeseed extract. So it's a great combo, and I can't wait to see what what my results are going to be in 8 more weeks.
Well, you'll have to keep us updated.
I will.
With the skin aging, I just make the audience aware there's this notion of cross-linking. And cross-linking implicates collagen and elastin. That occurs when a protein will cross-link or link to another protein, a sugar, or a lipid. And bad things start to happen. It's essential to life. Cross-linking is important, but when collagen, which is a protein, it's a fairly large molecule, when collagen fibers are cross-linked to each other, two things happen. They become hard and stiff, and they obstruct nutrient and waste transfer. So you can have these collagen proteins cross-linking with other collagen proteins. That's not good. You can have collagen proteins cross-linking with sugars and lipids, and these things happen. And one of the processes, glycation. I can give you an analogy. Glycation is this type of cross-linking where you have a glucose molecule, a sugar, attaching to a protein. And this, it's browning and hardening. Pie crust, when your mom baked apple pie and cherry pie and all that, and the pie crust got dark and hard on the outside, on the edge. You know what I'm talking about? That was really a form of cross-linking. That's called a Maillard reaction. Creme brulee. That's an effect on collagen, elastin, and other proteins. That's where you have proteins cross-linking with sugars. And it's done by that heat, creating all those free radicals, these advanced glycation end products. Well, that happens in humans as well. And, it's considered a process of aging that is not very good. It doesn't help your looks much either. So these products are designed to moderate some of that kind of process, those kind of processes going on inside the body out of our awareness, and most people don't know or will never know about it and don't care to know about it, but we talk about it on the show. So that's in part what these products are trying to address. It gets the chemistry behind all this will give you a headache. And in chemistry class, we looked at these different processes, like hydrolysis, glycation, all these different processes involved in it's chemistry, it's biology, and it's formidable, and it's put into play by through millions and millions and tens of millions of years of evolution. So I'm just saying we're dealing with very complicated processes that are. It's like trying to make the river flow backwards. Very difficult. Was it Heraclitus or somebody said you can't step in the same river twice? No, you can't. And aging is the same way. It's a force to be reckoned with. Come back, we'll have the LTN Health Question of the Day.
Are your joints feeling out of date and stiff? Is that old sports injury flaring up? Is your body aching from the daily wear and tear at work? Bodyfigures Joint Ready keeps you at the ready for any joint pain that gets out of line. Unfortunately, as we age, joint pain becomes more common. Bodyfigures Joint Ready can help provide relief so you can continue to go about your day. Our formula contains sulfated forms of glucosamine and chondroitin. Studies show that these sulfated forms are more effective than regular glucosamine bound to hydrochloride. Joint Ready promotes a healthy inflammatory response, facilitates cartilage synthesis, and provides additional antioxidants. Keep your joints at the ready with Bodyfigures Joint Ready, exclusively on Amazon.com.
The LTN health question of the day. I just gave you the answer a moment ago. There was an ancient Greek philosopher who said, and I'm changing one word. He uses the word man. I'm using the word person to make it more politically correct. And the quote is this way, quote, "No person ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river and it's not the same person," close quote. The exact quote is, "No man," he uses the word man, "no man ever steps in the same river twice, for it is not the same river, and it is not the same man," close quote. Who said that? Was it Aristotle, Heraclitus, or Plato? Which one of those ancient Greek philosophers said that? That particular quote has great meaning when you think about aging, by the way. Here's the number to call. If you have the right answer, you'll win a $25 supplement gift card to Vitamin Discount Center, VDC.
We are live. It is Monday, so it's 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255. Or locally, or the sound of my voice at 813-636-8255.
Dr. Ross, welcome back.
Thank you.
So you'll be at Expo West. You're going to be featuring this Maxi Skin Rescue product, yes?
Yes.
All right, so you should be prepared when we show up. Gary's going to be with me.
Awesome.
And there you go, Gary. You got a fan, man.
There we go.
See?
I like associating faces with names.
Oh, you'll get to meet Gary. You'll get to meet him. Yeah, you can't miss him, so to speak.
My sister did.
His sister didn't recognize him. He's lost a lot of weight. He's got a ways to go yet, but he's lost a lot. We're going to have a camera, so maybe we'll give you a moment to talk about Maxi Skin Rescue, then the Maxi Skin line. Maybe we can get some footage on that and then put it up onto the website.
Perfect. That would be awesome.
Okay, so we'll do that. We're going to bring a camera?
Yes.
Now that I said
I'm actually charging it right now to make sure I'm.
Now that I made a promise.
It's a week away, so I getting it dialed in.
You know what? Here's a little sidebar. He thinks I'm one of the most untechnological and technologically uninclined people in the world, right? That's what he thinks. It's so funny, though. He said, "Doc, do you happen to have this kind of cord or that kind of wire? Or do you have this for that?" And I always have it in my bag. And all these technos around here don't have it, and I do. So there, take that.
What does that say about it, huh?
Yeah, exactly. This morning he needed a cord, and I happen to have that particular cord in my bag. What are the odds of that?
You just come prepared for everything.
He's our Boy Scout. He's our resident Boy Scout today.
I always wanted to be in the Girl Scouts with the girls. I thought that was a better option. I kept thinking, this is stupid with all these boys. I want to go over there where all the girls are. No, you can't do that.
Much better there.
You can't do that. That's for the girls. So I said, okay, whatever. So we're excited about seeing you there. How many products would you say, I'm going to put you on the spot, in all of the SKUs, there are hundreds of them, I know, at the company, would you say really are age-related? I mean, like the Maxi Skin and so on. How many do you think you have? Half a dozen or so?
Oh, there's probably a dozen, because we can get into the resveratrol plus and the pycnogenol and then our antioxidants. So there's over a dozen, I'm sure.
Does the company ever position the products that way in the marketing?
We are in certain categories and certain independent accounts. Now, some of our major chains, they have it set up differently, and we have to follow their planogram. But in a lot of the independents, we're setting up like the beauty. We actually have a display called Hello Beautiful that has the Maxi Hair, the Maxi Skin, the Maxi Skin Rescue, the Resveratrol Plus. And then we could do pycnogenol in there as well if you want. So yes, we are starting to do that because it is such an area of confusion right now for people. They don't know what to take, so we're trying to simplify it down.
Well, I trust the company in their formulation. Here's the health question of the day. Who said the following? No person ever, or no man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river and it's not the same man, close quote. Was that Aristotle? I'll give you two choices. I always do this. Was it Aristotle or was it Heraclitus? I'll give you a hint. The person who said it's probably not as well known as the other one. Here's the number to call.
877-897-8255.
And he's saying it's slow because we tend to talk fast and people can't get the number. 877-897-8255. Speed dial. Guess. Was it Aristotle or Heraclitus? No person steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river and it's not the same man. Dr. Ross, when you think about aging, it's sort of like that. It's an unrelenting process. It's always changing. It's always moving forward, isn't it?
Correct, it is. And we're breathing and we're alive, and that's part of it because we're creating those free radicals. That's part of aging. So, yes, it's that double-edged sword. We want to stay alive, but the aging process is part of that. So we just need to look at ways to mitigate some of the damage.
Yeah, we're trying to moderate it, mitigate it. Sometimes, though, these researchers, some of them, they say such crazy things. That one quote I gave today, I just totally, absolutely disagree with. Talking about preventing preventing it. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, it's going to happen. It's evolution. It's biology. It's an insurmountable force. But it doesn't mean we live recklessly, and it doesn't mean that we can't accelerate it. I do believe we can accelerate it. If that's true, then the converse should be true. We should be able to moderate it too, slow it down a bit. Yeah, we always got our foot to the, all the way to the floor on it. If you have your foot all the way to the accelerator, aging accelerator, all the way to the floor, you're gonna get a ticket.
Exactly.
Maxi Skin Rescue, and then there's Maxi Skin, then there's Maxi Hair too. We didn't even talk about that today.
That's right. And then there's resveratrol and pycnogenol too.
Sold in fine health stores throughout the United States. Dr. Ross, thank you for coming on to the show today, entertaining our questions and entertaining us. Speed dial me. If you get your call in as we sign off, Stephen will still take your name, and if you get the right answer, he'll still send you the $25 gift card.
Looking forward to seeing you at Expo.
We're looking forward to seeing you as well. We'll see you next week. In the meanwhile, take care of yourself, and we'll chat then. A lot to talk about, as you well know.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Have a good.
Yes. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, where your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you.